Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday Live. Let's see, today is Tuesday, February 6th. I am Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty, and I have some fun things to show you. Two cute cards, I think, that we're going to make, and I have some other fun things to show you as well. Let's see. All right, it just went on to YouTube. You guys are watching the replay. Hang tight for a second while I make sure that we are good. So whoever comes on, let me know please that you can hear me, you can see me, and we'll get started. I'm going to show you my, each month I try to do a spotlight, a product spotlight. And so February's are the mini alphabet dies, which I'm having fun using. If you got my email this morning, you saw a couple cute projects using them. All right, Nancy's here. All good. Perfect. 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 I have my nice warm sweatshirt on because it's a little chilly up here. So I feel like I'm kind of a little restrained in, but it's worth the warmth to have these extra layers. All right, so we are good to go. Let me think. There's lots of stuff still going on. Celebration's happening. So Celebration is a sale that happens every year, January and February. And they actually have their own separate catalog. Um, and everything in here is free. And so I'm using, actually, I don't think I'm using anything in these projects that are in here, but so you can qualify for increments of $50. So you can get something for free, and they added new products. So some of the stuff that's in the annual catalog are now available as celebration items, and there's two really awesome ones. One is the Delightfully Eclectic paper, which is a pack of 48 sheets of paper. You can get that for a $50 order for free, and it's like a $30 pack of paper. And the other awesome one is the I'm gonna call them new because they're not so new anymore. The core colors of the Stampin' Right markers, and I think that's like a $38 value, and that's free with a $100 order. So there's more things to choose from, but those are good. All right, Laura's here too. Awesome. Bit windy in Florida and 64 degrees. That's like my favorite. 64 to 70 is like my favorite. We're in the 30s, and I'm sure Nancy's even colder. And when Karen comes on, she's even going to be colder. And I know California's hitting some really bad weather too. So I'm not complaining. It's cold in my room. That's why I put on extra layers. All right, so celebration's happening. The other thing, so you can get free stuff with placing orders. The other thing is if you join Stampin' Up! During celebration, you can choose an extra $30 of whatever you want, plus the $125 worth of the stuff in the starter kit. So that's a really good deal. Or you can choose, you'll see in a second, the glass mat that I've been using the last month and a half. You can get that for free, and I bought mine for $60. So and it's well worth it. It's awesome. And pretty soon I'm going to bring it down to my regular crafting space. I've been showcasing it on the videos, but I'm going to bring it to my regular crafting space so you won't see it as much on the screen because I want to use it even more. So that's happening for celebration. I think I'll show you this. I'm just trying to think what's better to show you this way versus on my desk. Today, and hi Kim, today is the last day for the early bird price for my online class this month. I'm trying to do them once a month. We'll get there. And so it's a diorama class. So this is just a regular basic tentfold card, and it's super cute as is. Nice little fold, and it sits up on your desk. But I'm going to show you how to turn this fold into like diorama cards and shadow box cards. So a little bit more in depth. They have windows and depth. These are some, and I know I've showed you kind of before. Hopefully you can kind of see there's some depth to it there with the waves. That's cool. And this one's really cool because it has like, I'll show you different ways to, I talk about an illusion to make things look even deeper, but it's still really kind of the same layers. And then I'll show you how to convert that into a shadow box card. And so there's different ways you can do that too. So today's the last day for the $25 early bird price. And let's see if I can do that. I think that's it. I'll put the comment. I think that'd be easier in the link in the comments, and it's on my website and everything. So that's happening. The other thing I think I'm going to show you on my desktop. So let me turn to, let's see, we got some. Oh, Nancy's at 45. Nice. except for snow. All right, so let me turn to here. I think you'll see it better. So I was talking about the product spotlight. So February's are the mini alphabet dies, and you get, it's kind of cool. You get this one die that has all the letters. There's no numbers, it's just alphabet. And then you get these letters. I don't even know what language they're for, but you got them for another language, and you'll get punctuation, the pound sign or the hashtag, and so you can do some fun things with those. And so we're going to use these today. I showed you in my email this morning, but I want to show you the organizer because you have all these letters. It cuts it all out at once. Like this is what I used for one of the cards I showed today. So it cuts it, you know, a sheet of letters. And then like I have letters I didn't use on my card. So what do you do with them? So I came up with this organizer. Let's see. And I kind of decorated mine pretty with the letters. And it's a box. But the cool thing is, let me take some of these out, is I made this, like, you can see it, this accordion like file system. So then I use the mini envelopes, and then you can just put whatever letters. I don't know if I have any extra. Oh, I do. I have extra A's in there. And then you put them in here, and then you can file them away. And so that's one way to kind of keep them organized, because otherwise you're going to have letters everywhere. And so they fit in each of these slots. And there's extra, put those in. There's extra slots at the end. And so if you want, you can either just leave the whole sheets back here, or you can take them apart or put more envelopes for like the punctuation and everything. So I'll show you how to put this box together in the tutorial. And so that is, there we go. Use that host code by, I think I said February 24th. I actually started this a week earlier, which is why the tutorial's not quite ready. I was going to introduce it next week, but I said we'll just do it right away. So I'll show you. So it's free if you order the dies. I'll send you, once it's done, it should be done by the end of the week. I just have to write it up. It's all, pictures are all done and everything. So I'll send you, or you will be able to purchase it. I just don't have that squared away yet. And all my club members and team members will get the tutorial for free. That's perk for being in club or on my team, which is another reason you should join Stamp It Up, because you get my product tutorials for free. And this is that glass mat I was talking about. All right, I'm doing a lot of talking. Let's get to crafting. Let me just make sure. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like the box. Yeah, I think you'll find it really helpful just to keep all those letters in one spot. Okay, so speaking of letters, oh, look it, I have a P here. I'll have to put that away. These are the two cards that we're going to make today using the letters. So this one are all individual letters. And I saw a very similar, different colors. She had hearts, a little different, from Charlotte Mallet. And she is actually, I don't know if she still is an Artisan Design member or not, but she has been in the past. And I like her style. I like her things. I think her website's called Painted Orange. But anyways, she had a very similar card. I changed it up a little bit. So we're going to do that. But then I'm going to show you, we're going to make one using, like, that's the leftover of the letters. So why let anything go to waste? So we're going to make these two cards today, just in different colors. So then you have different colors. And let me just show you. So the alphabets are in this mini catalog. And they tell me if you missed them, because I bet you did. Look, on page 47, they're just in this tiny little corner. And they use thanks here. But it's like camouflage. It's like the tone on tone. So I think these are a lost item, and it's one of the best things, I think, in the catalog. So I just wanted to show them to you. All right, let's get crafting here. All right, let's see. Hopefully I have everything organized. We're going to make a blue card. And I'm using, because I haven't used it in a long time, and I think I had like 2 packs of it. This is called Glorious Gingham Designer Series paper. It's in the annual catalog. You get 5 colors. So you get Blueberry Bushel, Lemon Lime Twist, which is lovely. Pretty Peacock, Berry Burst, and Pecan Pie or Pecan Pie. And so you get, I think it's like 8 sheets of each. And so each sheet has the same, there it's like a little gingham and then a bigger gingham. So it's kind of fun. They're all 6 by 6. So that is the paper we're going to use. All right, so I have that. One of these is for the envelope. And, oh, you did miss them, Nancy. Yeah, they're hardly, it's like a tiny little shadow. All right, so I'm going to just use the thick white paper. I already cut and scored it, just a basic card size. And you could use, I think Charlotte used just her plain cardstock, but I wanted to use some pattern in there. And then I used, well, I'll show you this in a second, but I'm using, this is the Perennial postage dies, and I have 2 sizes, and I'll show you. But actually, before we do any of this, we have to cut our dies. So let me make some room here. And I'm going to do mine the same color because it's just such a pretty color, this Lemon Lolly, the letters. So I'm doing the letters the same color. So I cut mine the same color as a Post-it note. Look at that. 3 by 5.5, because kind of that's the size of the die. I should probably even write it on here. Ooh, I don't have a marker. I'm going to even write it on there, 3 by 5.5, because then I'll know each time I don't have to measure it. But it fits right there on the cardstock. But before we run that through, and you can run it through, but I'm going to give you a tip. Hopefully I'll give you a few tips here. These are adhesive sheets, and they come 6 by 12, and you get a lot. You get 12 pieces in here. So it does kind of go a long way. And you don't use them all. I just keep my scraps in here because then I can use them on smaller pieces. You're not always cutting the bigger one. So I'm going to cut this the same size as my piece of paper. Maybe I'll do it a hair smaller. So you can do it 3.5 by 5. Oh, no, I was right. Or a hair smaller. All right, so there's my 3. I think I will do it just a little bit smaller, and I'll show you why. 5. I'm just doing it like a 1/16 of an inch smaller. So this little piece is still good. It's sticky in there. Oh, it's not sticky yet when I peel off the backing, so that will go in my little save area. And we're going to stick this onto our cardstock. Now the same thing would work with the, what are these called? Foam. What are they called? They're sticky. Yeah, foam adhesive. So these ones come, let's see, these come smaller. Oh, I didn't bring a full sheet. I think it comes a little bit bigger than this. So if I wanted to use this, I would put that on there, and then I'd take a little piece and put that on there, and that would work. And that's what I did with these. I don't know if you can kind of see the dimension in there. So that these letters, when you take them off, they have a little, like their dimensionals are already on there. We might use these. We'll see. We'll see. That's why they're here. All right. I'm going to put them aside, and I will probably lose them. Okay. All right. So the sheets, they have, it's like, I guess, a perforation going the long way down here. So I cut it this way. So I'm going to peel it off. This part is not sticky. That's trash. This part is sticky. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if we can see this a little better. See, they're sticky. I'm going to stick it. Remember, I cut it a little bit smaller. So now I have a little border around it. So you're not going to have sticky going on the outside of it. All right, so I only took that one section off, and now I'm going to take off this section. I think it's a little easier to deal with instead of taking all the sections off, and then you have this whole, they're really sticky. So then I'll take that section off and then I'll go like that. Oh, I guess I didn't cut it the right size. So that's okay. We're going to take, I thought I did. Oh, you know why? Because it's 5.5 and I cut it a little smaller to my, I was thinking it was 5. That's okay though, because look, I have this little strip. So I'm going to measure this up here. That's where we keep our scraps. And I'm going to cut that. This will just be a little harder to peel off. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are liking my tips. A lot of these are trial and error. All right. So there we go. So that's trash. That's not trash. You just want to get rid of the trash because they look the same as if they still had sticky on them. All right. So now, let's see that over there. We can cut. So this die actually fits in the mini machine. So you can use the big one or the mini one. So I figured, why not? Let's use the mini one. So I'm going to put them on the bottom. I'm going to put my paper on there. I'll line that up. I'm going to try to line it up straight because I'm going to use the negative part of this. If I wasn't, then I wouldn't really worry about trying to make it straight and centered. Okay, and then that goes on top. And because you have the cardstock plus that little thin layer of the adhesive paper, it's a little workout. All right. And then when we take that off, oops, some of the letters are going to come out. Some might stuck here, and sometimes I just, and that was probably loud. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, but that's what I do. I just drop it on my table, and the letters come out, and then we have our letters there. So I want, let me show you my samples. So in these two samples, I did the hi because the H and the I are next to each other in the alphabet. I did them in different colors. So I'm going to cut them now. On these, I don't know if you can see, I use glitter paper. And so that was from, look at this was my color share from when I did it. The Soft Shimmer Paper Combo Pack. It's in the annual catalog, and you get five different colors. So Lost Lagoon, maybe you get 6. Bubble Bath, Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and of course my Night of Navy has been all used up. So we're going to use, what did I use? Oh, let's see. We're using Blueberry. So maybe we will use Raspberry. Yeah, we'll use those 2 colors. Okay, Raspberry and Bubble Bath. So what I did, as you can see, I just want my H and an I. So I'm just going to cut this little square. Now I could put the sticky, it looks like there's sticky stuff on here, but there's not. It's just because it's the glitter paper. I could put sticky stuff on, but I'm not. I'm just going to show you different ways to use it. All right, so we're going to do those 2. So put those aside, move those over. Move that over. Good thing I'm using the little machine because I don't have enough room. All right. So this time I'm going to actually have my, do it this way so you can see a little bit better. My die is going to face up. Normally we put the paper down first and then we put the die on top, but I want to see where I'm cutting. So I'm just going to cut, I'm going to put the paper over the H and the I and then run that through. And then we get the letters there. So I tried, I'm going to do the, actually, let me do this first before I show you what I did. I'm going to get more letters than I need, but that's all right. I cut my box a little bigger. Okay. There we go. We get the H and the I, and they punch out. So that you don't, I only went through once. I didn't have to scroll through twice. So I tried to put it on the foam because I wanted it to be higher. So I put it on the foam and did the exact same thing. And I actually ran it through twice or even 3 times because the glitter paper has this back. It's thick paper and it has the backing. It doesn't really work with the thick foam that I showed you. But it will work with the adhesive paper. That's not a problem, but it doesn't work with the thick foam. Regular cardstock works with the thick foam, so I did that. So that's not a problem. It's just that glitter paper, it's just that extra glitter, I guess, that has plastic in it or something. So that doesn't work. All right. Now we can make our card. So I have to cut my paper. So like I said, this comes 6 by 6. So I could cut it at 4, right, to have a 1/4-inch border. But I made this border a little bit thinner because I wanted you to see a little bit more of the pattern. So I'm going to do 4 1/8. And then rather than 5 1/4, I'm going to do 5 3/8. So it's just a little bit bigger. I could, sometimes people make them the exact same size as the base. I don't generally do that in case I miscut. I'm going to cut this one too because we're going to do this one as well. But you can cut your borders. Oh, I almost did that the wrong size. You can cut your borders any size you like. Right, I just look at those 2 colors together. Beautiful. All right, so that's that. So let's get that on there. I'm just going to use glue. I'm going to use the reverse side of this paper of what I've already done, just so you can see both sides. And it does have a skinny little border. I'll do this one. I think lemon molly matches, yeah, every color. So I think it's a good color to use. All right, so those are our 2 bases. And then the first card, I used the die for the perennial postage. So let me grab those. Oh, Nancy likes the little white border shown too. Thank you. Yeah, I think it just gives it a little something. I used this one, and it just has that nice kind of edge. You could use the bigger one, but you will lose some of your pattern, just so you know. Which is fine if you're using just a solid. If you're not using a pattern, then you could use the bigger one. So I just wanted to show you like that. That's what it would look like, which actually probably is enough pattern. Actually, that's actually not so bad, but we'll do the little one because you see a little bit more. All right. It goes that way. And then I'm going to do it so you can see what I'm doing here. And just grab something that may or may not be important. We'll find out. Okay. So like I said, I kind of copied Charlotte's card, and so she had the letters laid out here, and actually I ended up changing mine because she had a smaller heart where I would use the B. I needed a little bit more room to see the letter, so just play with them. however you want them to go. And so they just pump, they just come right out. They're not sticky. Oh, as I say that, they're not sticky yet. They will be. That one didn't. Oh, sure. All right, we're just going to do it as is. I was going to lay them all out, but since I can just follow this pattern just to make sure they are where you want them. I think tweezers are a great tool. All right, so this just peels right off, and I'm going to try to peel off the inside of that A. And for anyone who did the open house, I showed you, I'm now keeping my little dimensional backings or these backings in a little bowl, and it's kept my craft space much cleaner. All right, I'm actually going to go, well, I can go across and then I'm going to go down because then you'll see the spacing. So this will take a few minutes. And I'm actually going to show you if you get your spacing wrong. So I just did a little press. You can actually move them. I moved all of these a couple times. So that's what's nice about the sticky paper too. It's sticky not until you really press it down. All right, the D fell. So write any questions or comments because this is going to take me a few minutes. Let's see. Laura says, I think I need those postage stamp dies. I have a few, but they're smaller. Yeah, these are look at, you get so many, you get different square ones, you get different rectangular ones. You can do punch holes. It's kind of a nice, and I will show you because I brought it. You can buy those on their own, or it is a bundle, and the bundle stamp set are all words. So I brought them. I'll show you. Oh, here's an E. So you get some duplicate letters, and then some are singles. I will admit to you, I wish I wish there were more duplicates of a P and a Y. They only have one Y and one P on here. So like if you want to do happy, you just have to cut extra, which is kind of why I thought of the organizer, because, you know, if you need one more letter. All right, so see, I kind of ran out of room. I had a lot of space here and not so much there. So I'm going to move these over a little bit. And if you didn't want them like straight up and down, you wanted to do them like kind of cursive-ish, you know, like, you know, wiggle, you could do that too. All right, let me lift this up, make sure. I'm not going to press them down till the end, just to make sure. All right, I ran this, these are coming off fine, and I only did like one pass through, but you certainly could do two pass through and then they'll come out even better. All right, so now I'm going to go down just to make sure I have room, kind of like with graph paper. And the second card will be faster because we're just going to use the silhouette of everything. Let's see, S. There are two S's, so that's nice. And X. I already have several ideas of different projects to do with these, so I'm excited to use them. All right, so now we kind of have our graph. So now we can fill in. So the H and the I, I'm just going to leave blank because we're going to, oh, actually, no, I can just do them here. Because I already did them. Or actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to place them down because these don't have sticky. I'm going to rise them up. I'm going to show you two ways that you can lift them since I could not use the foam sheets. I'm going to show you two different ways of doing it. So the high is going to be there. All right. Any questions about anything? Nice little Q&A. And if people watching the replay, you want to write questions too, I'll come back and I'll answer them for you. All right, I feel like singing the alphabet song. Sesame Street was one of my favorites growing up. And I loved watching it with my kids, but they didn't like it as much as I did. So. All right, these ones I did kind of squish together. I had them separated, but again, I wanted more room, and I am going to put a B on this one. So I am going to squish these ones a little bit. All right, P, Q. Uh-oh, my Q fell out. Has to be here somewhere. Here it is. You see how the tweezers are helping too? All right. I guess Stampin' Up! Sells, they're called reverse tweezers. I don't have them. And so all right, so we're a little squished there, so I'll have to move some of these over a little bit. So you're going to find that they aren't necessarily going to line up with each other if you do it kind of how I'm doing, and that's okay. But if you do want them, it's hard because some letters are kind of chubby and some are skinny. So it's hard to line them all up. There we go. All right. I forget what I was saying. Oh, the tweezers. So they sell, again, another kind of hidden thing in the annual catalog, but it's grouped with the Embossing Buddy, which is a great tool for embossing, and a, what do they call it? It's like a tray. And they sold that tray. Like when I first started out, they sold it. So I still have my original. And I have an Embossing Buddy. So I didn't really need to get all those things just to get the tweezers. But I'm curious how they work. All right, T, V, W. We're almost there. All these 26 letters. All right, and I'm gonna not press those down yet in case we need a little room for the B. I can smush them over. Y. I like the shape of the Y. They're kind of, I like the font that they used. It's kind of a little whimsical, but not scripty. All right, Y and Z. Where's it? The Z over here. Fill up. Whew, thank you for your patience. All right. All right, so now we have to do that H and the I for hello or hi. So two ways. One way is to use dimensionals. I actually used mini dimensionals, and I even cut the mini ones in half. All right, so let's move this over a minute. So they are small. Look, they're tiny. And I cut them in half. And I put them, actually I put the part that's poking in on the inside there. I cut it in half for the eye. If you need, let's see, I think I did them on here. You don't have to put the whole like dimensions on all of it as long as it's sticky. I'm going to try it with just those two. Stuck to my scissors. The hard part is getting these little pieces of paper off. Because it's so small, the whole thing wants to come up. And I'll show you another way on the other card. You could also use the regular dimensionals. You know how they have like that outer edge that's kind of skinny? You could use those too. Or you could just put them down flat. You know, you don't have to raise them up, but it's kind of fun that they're raised up. Okay. So, let's see. There we go. All right, I think everything is in place there. I'm not going to press the bottom just in case. All right. Whew. Okay, so now this is just going to go on like that. I think my eye is crooked. See if I can fix it a little bit. I'm going to use regular dimensionals to put those on. And these little things are going to go right in my bowl. All right, that's going to go on like that. So now, actually, why don't I... Some of these are sticky. I was hoping that they wouldn't be, though some of them are not sticky. So I'm just separating the... I will file away the ones that are not sticky. Stick the ones that are sticky to my pad here. I just want all the letters out. Okay. And so I will use those for something. What I did was, we'll do the bees together. That's why I'm not finishing that. I'll hold on to that side. We'll finish. Well, that's what I'm looking for. All right. So this one is going to go on here, but it's a little bit too long. So we're going to do a little cutting. That aside. I'm just going to cut the last row off. I'm going to line up just on top of that last row. So I'm not even measuring it. I'm just kind of last row, and I'm just going to cut that off. So you could use that for something. And so now this fits a little bit better. And then I'm going to, let's see. Oh, that will work. Good. Okay. So I'm actually going to just measure up with the border, whatever kind of border you want. I was going to measure this white with my ruler, but it happens that I must have used this for the other card, so it was a similar size. And actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to cut a 3/4 inch on my scrap by 5.5, because we're going to use that on the inside of the card, just so it's not empty. And I'll do that with the blue too. And then I think we're done with the cutter. Nancy says, that bowl really helps keep the mess in room. Do you know, it's the craziest thing. And I had said on the open house, it took me 17 years to figure that out, but I did. And I'm sharing it with you. It makes a huge, huge difference of all like these little scraps just go in that bowl. And I have, my regular workspace. I have a recycling thing right next to me and stuff, but it's those little pieces. All right, so even though there's some of this backing, it's just going to get peeled off. I'm just going to peel that whole thing off. At least I say I'm going to do it. There we go. So now this whole thing is going to be sticky. And so I can stick this. I did make it a little water, so hopefully I can line it up. There we go. So that gets stuck down like that. So you're not really wasting, this is all trash. You're not wasting it. And I think it looks cute. And we'll, because the H&I is just on this side, we'll put the high right there. So this, I will use the dimensionals again. I think one card, oh, I actually did it flat. So you can do it flat or dimensionals. It doesn't matter. Grab my bowl. It's a cute little bowl. Oop, I missed. And then at the end of the day, I just put that in the trash. All right, so this is going to go like that. And we have our, let's see, I did that. Yep, the berry burst in this color. Actually, I meant to do it opposite, but that's fine. All the colors kind of match each other anyways. So Let me punch these out. So I could use regular glue. I could use like the dimensionals that I just used, or, and again, if you were using regular cardstock, you can use those foam sheets. It's just this glitter paper doesn't like the foam sheets. They sell these foam strips that I know I've used, and they're the long skinny ones. Actually, I'm going to use these because I do cut them in different sizes, but I did bring, they come this long. And then I'll just use these. So they kind of just fit. And I have to trim it. You see that they are really like the same width. So you just have to make sure they go on straight so you don't see the white underneath it. This one, I'm just going to use half of it. And put it back for later. Okay. So then we'll put the there we go. And I'm going to find my tweezers. Oh, there they are. It just helps to line it up. So I'm going to use the H on this side rather than that H because this one is right next to the I. The other I is down there. And you could try to find like a little alphabet game. You could do like LOVE, or, you know, I don't know how many words are right next to each other, but you could kind of turn it into a little a wordle. All right, so that one says hi right there. And then, let's see. We are running late today. That's all right. I can do these bees real quick. Or actually, you know what? I have one bee done. So let me just do one. And then I want to show you how I did the envelope. So I think we'll do this one. So remember these bees from the Be My Valentine? Even though it's Valentine, it doesn't have to be Valentine card. So you get the oval and the little stinger section, and then you get the 4 different faces. So I always do my faces last because I never know, you know, that one's in that direction, that one goes in that direction. So I this one I will, you know, I could have it go this way, but I think if it's saying hi, it needs to go in this direction. So now I can stamp my face, which I already have on a block. I found it. I had posted that. Took me a long time to find it. Okay, and then I have these wings. So what I did was I kind of placed my wings because I didn't want to make sure it didn't go outside the card before I put this down. So I kind of placed it like that. And where did my glue go? There it is. All right, so I placed it where I wanted it. Add a little glue on the wings. Then put my little bee guy kind of how I wanted him or her to go, like that. So I could, at this point, if I wanted to move the letters around, I could, because they still, I probably could, but I'm not gonna. But you could still move them around. So this W is gonna get blocked a little bit, and that's okay. Dimensionals. This will go right here. And I do have a little spot there, so if you needed to fill the little extra space, these are really cute. So like on this, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little white flower. Let's see if we can do a little blue flower on this one so you can see it a little bit more. And then, yeah, so there you go. And then I just glued, I'll do that later. I glued the strip in, and I just wanted to show you real quick. You probably know this because you guys are awesome experts here. But if you wanted to do an envelope, I've discovered that it's easier just to put glue right on the back flap of the envelope, and then just to line it up with the edge of the paper. Give it a press. I'm doing this a little fast, but that's all right. And then just cut around it. Rather than measure and figure out, you just glue it directly to the paper, and then you get a nice flap. And I just did opposite plaid. I'll do this plaid on the inside too. All right. That took a little longer than I thought. And then for this one, I'll finish in the same manner. I'll just do a bee that way, and I'll put the bee on top of, and I'll take a picture, and it'll look like that. All right, so let's move this stuff over so you can see all the cute cards. Let's see if I can find all the matching envelopes. So that one goes like that. That one goes like that. This one goes like that. And then, I don't know, there is another envelope for this one. There we go. All right. Oh, good. I'm glad you, I was afraid that everyone would know that trick on the envelope, and I was the last one to figure out how to do it. But I'm glad it was helpful. All right. So let me put myself back on here quick. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. I know that was kind of a long one. 48 minutes is long for 2 colors. But it took a little bit to put all those little letters down. But I wanted to give you kind of a tips that they are repositionable relatively. And then the tips on the foam strips and the foam sheets and the adhesive sheets. And what other tip to give you? To use the letters, but also to use the negative space. But I have lots of other projects in mind. So the next couple projects, emails or lives will be something with the alphabet. And then don't forget about, the my little organizer system. I'll be posting about that as well. And celebration. And today is the last day for the diorama class. If you haven't gotten it, I just want you to save $5. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. And I will go back, and if there's comments or questions, I'll go back and read them and answer them. I think that's it. So have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.